This is Blessing Salami introducing Woman at the Well.
Welcome to the Woman at the Well, a place of hope and healing.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. This is Blessing Salami, your host at the Woman at the Well. Oh, it is another day and I've got an amazing guest again today. I invited her again to talk about a very interesting topic. But before then, I'm just going to say thank you for all my viewers, my subscribers, the calls, friends from here and there, even the ones I don't know, coming to, reach out and talk about this project, Woman at the Well. You are really inspiring me and I'm really grateful. Thank you. Keep subscribing, keep sharing. You are loved by God. Remember who you are. That's the first step to safety and your independence. Okay, so not a stranger again to the Woman at the Well. It is with Suze. You're welcome, Suze.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. We're talking about a very interesting topic, and we'll dig into it as much as we can, just so we can explore different issues surrounding women and racism. Now, we know women go through a lot, apart from homes, apart from families, and there's a glass ceiling that women have to break, the barrier of gender. That alone is aside, but when you have that multiple deprivation as a result of racism, wow, you might face it in one way or another. So this person here today will be digging deep into it. Thank you so much for coming again.
Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, thank you so much. So Suze, I know you're a Cardiffian. You're very Cardiff. And obviously no bias or insults. Obviously you're in your early 60s.
Late 60s.
There you go.
Thank you for the compliment.
You're absolutely gorgeous. But there's something I've realized, and this is a barrier to women, racism.
Yes.
Even though we don't want to talk about it, but it is a barrier. Even the Woman at the Well encountered it. She did encounter that. But can you tell us your experience
Of racism. Yes. Well, brought up in a household like we're black. My mother brought us up, and we were just people, and that's it. And then I went to school. Went to school when I was 5 years old, because Mum didn't believe in nurseries. So we went to proper school, and as soon as I started school, that's when it was pointed out to me how different I was. But it was pointed out in ways always putting me down about my colour. But my mother is, she was one of 10. She had 5 brothers and her. So brought up in the docks, she was brought up in poverty, and she had a tough life. So Mama was used to defending herself, and that's how she brought us up. We have to defend ourselves. So Mum would say, "You call you names, beat them." So, and you know what? Wouldn't even think I can fight. We just used to fight in school, always. But I never used to run home and tell Mum. I just used to fight in school, because the kids call me name, I'll hit them. Blah, blah. And they go to the teacher, go to the headmistress, blah, blah. I say, I don't care, my mother said. And I was as young as I was, my mother said, they calls me names, I gotta hit them. So that's what I used to do. So I had that right the way through the infants, right the way through the juniors. And I remember this one occasion, there was this family who used to live down the road from us, and they were a big family, there's about 5, I think, in their family. And I was about 7 or 8, and he was in the last class, the juniors, so he was 11, but he was a big, beefy boy. Called me names on the way over to school. So I know I was not frightened of him, because I'm used to fighting, So we started fighting, all the kids are going behind us, all the way down the street, right the way down by my mother's house. God, he must have battered me, but I wasn't frightened of him, just keep on. And it ended with him throwing me over the hedge. And then he went home, and then the next day Mum said, "Oh, you got to go down the shop." I said, "I want to go down the shop because I get past his house. Because if he starts again, I'm going to..." and I shouldn't even say this because there's a big knife crime in it, but I thought, I'm going to get a knife. But it's those days, only the bread and butter knives,
Yeah.
because a knife was a knife in it. Bread and butter knife round. So I put it in the carrier bag, and I thought, if I see Raymond, and he starts on me, I'm going to put a knife on him. As young as I was, that's what I thought. But anyway, I went to the shop, got back, never seen Raymond, so I just put the knife back in the drawer. But that's how it can affect you. And God, I mean, say that was a sharp knife, and I did see him, and what would have happened then? Who knows? But all I knew was about keeping safe, and I had to keep myself safe from this big older boy as well. So that went right the way through school, and then I told you I had that encounter with that boy that I liked, and blah blah, and that was hard. That was hard for me, I felt. And then I never really had anything until I was, I don't know, a bit older, like about 17, 18. And then, would you believe, my racism then came from other black people, because they would say I wasn't black enough. And that, and I still today feel like a betrayal with that, if black people got that attitude with me, because I was a chair of a black group, and funny thing, it was a pastor's wife, and she was training to be a pastor herself, a black woman, and she said, why are you the chair of this group? We're a black group. I said, yeah, and I've been the chair there for a good few weeks. She said, why, do you consider yourself black then? I said, yeah, because I am black. She went, like that. I thought, why would you say that to me? Like, why? So as an adult, the racism I've had is from other black people, for them seeing me as not black enough. And I think I feel betrayed by that. But then a couple of years ago, I was on the bus stop in Canton, and I was talking to someone, and I thought, was it raining? I thought it was spotting the rain. I looked up, no, it wasn't, it was the bus, and it was school kids spitting through the window at me and calling me the N-word through the window. I couldn't believe it. And really, I should have gone to the school, found out what school it was and gone to school, but I didn't. And that's why I say, as an older woman anyway, I expect racism every single day. That never leaves my mind. And if I think you say something to me, I'll be saying something back to you. But again, we have to be safe as well. I mean, now, since the Black Lives Matter and things have come more to the fore, we have a lot more allies who are willing to say, I'm your ally. Yeah. And if they hear something, we hope that they will say something to the person who's saying that as well, because we can't always say something. We might not always be safe to say something. But if somebody who's not our colour is saying something, well, let them say something to each other and stick up for us. Again, stop having to be the strong woman all the time.
Oh, yes.
There's so much, isn't it?
It is. So much expectation.
Yes.
You know, and this is so disgraceful, it's appalling to hear that you're not actually accepted by your own.
That's right. And I'm not.
It's sweet. Somebody actually called me a coconut, as black as I am.
I would like to know what they mean by that.
Yes.
What do they mean
Somebody
by that?
actually said you're not Nigerian enough. Now,
what does that mean?
So it's so disgraceful,
yes,
to sit with your own and be betrayed and be isolated. Fine, I was born in the UK, but I believe I am black, and I'm really black, and nothing is going to take that away from me. Right. My roots is Nigeria, any day, anytime. But when they say, oh, you're not Nigerian enough, you don't look Nigerian, you don't sound, it's betrayal.
Yeah, it is betrayal. That's how I see it as a betrayal.
And did that in any way inform or influence how you actually embrace other people?
I don't know. I think it does, really, because you identify with other people. Because if people are telling you you're not good enough, and you know there's other people who, and regardless, they might be white people, but might have been like poor or the dirty kids or something like that, and you know they're being made fun of, it gives you more empathy to them, because you know they're being picked on just because. No reason, just because. And it's those things. And like you say, somebody said that you were a coconut, and another black person said that to you. Yeah. Well, that person that I live with, the 4 years from 26 to 30, used to do all sorts of things to me. He was a black man, and he I got beat up a lot of times for not being black enough.
God.
And not having enough black friends. Not having enough black friends. And there used to be an advert on the telly, Colgate.
Yeah.
And this is about pink gums. And he said something about gums. I said, well, I got pink gums. Who told me to say that? I was beaten for that, for saying that, because that's a white thing. Who did I say? But I have got pink gums and I don't know what to do about it. What am I supposed to do about that?
So, learning who you are, knowing who you are, that is a start again.
Of course,
It is a start again, because it can influence your behavior out there.
Yes.
It can definitely influence your behavior. You feel, because you feel isolated, you feel rejected, you also want to reject certain people.
Yeah.
And you go on the streets, you see a fellow black person and you want to smile, you want to be friendly.
I always say that.
And
I always say hello and smile.
and they give you an attitude of who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, 'cause they won't know.
Oh, I didn't know you were there. People of God, we are created with one blood, and that's the blood that separates everyone, and that's the blood of Jesus. We are created one, regardless of our skin color.
Yes.
And it does affect us as well, not just at family and in workplace. Do you ever feel pressured because of your color or because of your race?
No, not in the workplace. I don't. And my team I work with in for the cultural competence scheme, they're black.
Yeah,
They're black. We have one white person, but they're black, and it's black people, me and two other black people who made the scheme to make it easier for other black people, Asian, minority, ethnic people. We made this because of that, because we know the racism in mental health, racism in the police force, racism in works. Because look, there's even workplace disparities with women's wages, for example.
Yeah.
So right the way through. So we're working with all these different people to say about racism and looking at your own unconscious bias and doing something about it, because one of the fundamental questions we ask is, how do we treat and interact with people we perceive are different from ourselves? We perceive. And then there's black people who can pass, as you know, and it makes you wonder, will they pass? Because it makes life easier, and not because they want to betray themselves or their families, but because they're tired of being beaten down. And I always say that about, if people could pass, when you have the apartheid in South Africa, or there's the civil war in America, with the black people and the white people. If people can pass, they wanted to pass, to thinking, I'm tired, and I feel so sorry for people who have to do that or would want to do that, but sometimes there's only so many beatings you can take.
There's just so many beatings you can take. There's so much you can take, and you think, okay, right, this is where I draw the line. This is where I draw.
Breaking points.
Yes. Oh, yes, we do. We do have our elastic limits.
The Welsh government in Wales, anyway, they got the Race Equality Action Plan, which is a 10-year plan to make an anti-racist Wales. So by 2030, the Welsh government are looking to have a Wales free of racism, and very ambitious, but there's nothing wrong with working towards to having a goal to work towards, and let's see how we fare at the end of 10 years. My scheme is named in the Race Equality Action Plan as a way of moving forward, and like I say, Welsh government pays us for that scheme. So there's lots of things out there, like I say, and there's lots more allies now, and people recognising different cultures and looking at their own unconscious bias and thinking, oh my God, I remember saying, I never even thought when I used to say those things, or what.
Language.
So, yes.
Language is another thing. I'll bring you now to my one of my team leaders. Okay, she said something, and she said, you're a community worker. Now, the culture where I come from, where I grew up, a community worker is a prostitute who takes money.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so for her, it didn't mean anything.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. But I said to her, I'm not a community worker. Don't call me a community worker. That's derogatory. She went, No, it's not. I said, yes, it is. So our language does matter.
Yes.
For somebody to call me a coconut, I thought, why?
Yeah.
She said, because in the skin you're black, but you behave. I said, no, there's no way. No.
What does that
What is
mean?
that? What does that mean?
What is their idea of being a Nigerian? What is your idea of being black or being a Nigerian?
Yeah, what is it? What is it exactly? We're asking these questions because we're here, in Cardiff, Wales. We're talking about, the Welsh context of racism. But there's somebody in England, there's someone in Scotland, there's someone in Northern
Wales.
Ireland, there's, America, wherever you are. And there's this thing of, this person is different from me, so I'm going to favor this person, and because they're the same as me. And that's not exactly how society, especially women, we should try to be one another's keeper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Embrace each other,
Yeah.
yes.
Embrace each other. It will be so boring to just have the same type of people.
Of course. That's
The
right.
same type of, in the same place. If God wanted it that way,
Would have been made
would
that
have been,
way.
yes. But diversity does help. The more you embrace each other, the more we learn, the more we develop, and the more we make society a better place.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So Sus, what is it again that you would love to say in terms of how you overcame racism and where you are today?
Well, I think the way I overcame racism, one, I said to you, you can't run away from yourself. I'm a black woman, and that's what I am. And if black people don't see me as enough, then that's your problem. It's not mine. And if they want to explain to me for them to recognize me as a black woman, what is it that they think I'm lacking, that I'm not acting as a way, or I don't have an accent. I'm from Cardiff, because I'm from Cardiff. My family background is African, because my grandfather is from Sierra Leone. So, but then I don't speak African either. But that doesn't mean to say I'm not black. That doesn't mean to say I'm not black. So I just want people to understand, let's understand each other and embrace who we are. And if I come across as a way, that's my way. That doesn't mean I don't have a black way and I don't have a white way. I have a way. Because what do people see as a white way? Why would somebody call you a coconut? What's the white way you display it?
It is so.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I think I was facilitating learning at that point, and one of my students said to me, he said, "Oh, blessing." Let me use the Welsh accent. Oh, hi, bless. So this course you're actually facilitating, it's really hard. I went, yeah. He went, so how can a black girl like you then? Is there any atom of white in you? I went, pardon? He went, so how can a black girl actually facilitate this course the way you are?
So they're saying then you have intelligence. If you had intelligence, you must have white in you.
That's correct.
Oh, wow. How insulting.
That was the point. I thought, how dare you? I actually said to him, walk out of the class. But before I could, the black guy in class said, get out. Bless, let him get out now.
Yeah.
I said, no, just leave it. De-escalated the matter and took it over to managers. But the idea of thinking that you're not intelligent because of your color or because of where you come from, or you can't do much because you're limited, is something women should begin to work on. It takes guts to do it. It takes a little bit of empowerment and encouragement, but you can't do it alone. You have to actually connect to the right people. Connect to the right people, and don't be afraid again to talk about it, because these things do exist. They do. And it's worse when it comes from your side, from the people you would have trusted. It is bad. So let's embrace one another, work with one another. What makes us unique is our diversity and our differences. So I pray that God, there's God the Father, there's God the Son, and there's God the Holy Spirit. He didn't work in isolation. God the Father didn't work in isolation with the Son or with the Holy Spirit. They all work together. And there's one thing about him. There was a prayer Jesus prayed. He said, God, let them be one Let them be one. Let's the whole nation, let everyone that he has created be one, just as we are one.
Yeah.
So creation wouldn't have been complete if God said, okay, Holy Spirit, you stay away, I'll do the work, or the Son, you stay
right,
away.
there's no discrimination.
No, there's none. You are unique in your own way. Bring in what you have and make the world a better place.
Yes.
Please again, call, leave a message, whatever. We're here to help, and we'll take this as serious and as important as it is. And I believe one woman will be blessed through that call. Okay.
And even if people want to let us know, and I say us, I say us,
Yeah, of course,
but if people want to let us know something that they did, that they've overcome. Like, I don't know if you've had an incident yesterday and they say, oh, well, what happened? I heard something, how you were an ally to somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be great to hear from you.
Yeah. It will be great to hear from you how you overcame it, what you went through as well, because it's out there. It is, and it has actually been a barrier to most women, especially women of color.
Yes.
In workplace, in church. You mentioned that the pastor's wife,
Yes.
trying to tell you you're not black enough.
Yes.
You know, you got it in the mosque, you got it anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, the marketplace. It is so shameful to see things happening, and there are times when you will be out for promotion. You know that job is yours.
You looked over.
You looked over because of your color.
Yes.
So all these things will have to stop. I'm not talking about it just in the Western world here, because I know
right across the world,
is just right across the globe. So please, let's embrace one another, pray for one another.
Yes.
Our differences are unique, and that's what makes us one.
That's right. And that's the thing that we all have in common. We're different.
Yeah.
Our difference is what we all have in common.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Blessing.
Thank you so much. What an experience, and what a time, you know. Thank you so much for your time. It's just so nice to have you. Just to say thank you.
Oh my God.
This is our package.
And do you know what?
It's not
Funny thing, I got a gorgeous orange handbag and I was going to wear it today, but I had some stuff to say. So I brought the other bag. Oh, but I got a gorgeous. Oh, that's so kind of you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for allowing me to find my tongue as well.
No, it's fine.
To say those things that I said I've
What
never
a
said.
privilege. What a privilege. What a privilege.
The Woman at the Well, sharing your story and glory with Blessing Salami.